Have you ever wondered if the teachings of Jesus align with the ancient wisdom of the Hermetic Principles? Could the profound spiritual truths found in the Kybalion and Hermetic philosophy resonate with the parables and lessons of the Bible? What if Jesus' words contain the very same universal laws that govern the cosmos, humanity, and divine consciousness? The Hermetic Principles, widely known through the teachings of Hermes Trismegistus, offer timeless insights into how the universe works, from the law of mentalism to the principle of vibration and beyond. Meanwhile, Jesus' teachings, deeply rooted in love, wisdom, and spiritual transformation, carry a similar energy of universal truth. Could it be that both traditions are describing the same sacred knowledge through different lenses? In this exploration, we'll decode the 7 Hermetic Principles in the context of Jesus' words. We'll uncover how Jesus' parables, miracles, and spiritual instructions align with these ancient laws of reality. Whether you're a spiritual seeker or simply curious about the deeper layers of the Bible, this video will reveal a fascinating connection that could transform how you understand life, the universe, and your own divine potential. Let us journey together into the heart of wisdom, where ancient Hermetic philosophy meets the timeless teachings of Christ. To bridge the Hermetic Principles and the teachings of Jesus, we must first understand that both traditions explore universal truths. These truths transcend cultural and religious boundaries, serving as the foundation for understanding spiritual reality and the laws governing existence. Let us examine how each Hermetic principle aligns with Jesus' wisdom, illuminating their profound connection. 1. The Principle of Mentalism. Hermetic law. All is mind, the universe is mental. The Hermetic Principle of Mentalism teaches that the universe originates in the mind of the All, the infinite intelligence that creates and sustains reality. Similarly, Jesus emphasized the power of the mind and faith to shape our lives. As a man thinks in his heart, so is he. Proverbs 23:7. If you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, "Move," and it will move. Matthew 17:20. Both teachings highlight the creative power of thought, belief, and intention. Jesus taught that faith, rooted in divine consciousness, can transform the physical world, mirroring the Hermetic idea that all creation begins in the mind of the divine. 2. The Principle of Correspondence. Hermetic law. As above, so below, as below, so above. This principle reveals the mirroring relationship between higher and lower realms, between the spiritual and physical worlds. Jesus often taught using metaphors and parables that pointed to this interconnectedness. Your kingdom come, your will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Matthew 6:10. The kingdom of God is within you. Luke 17:21. Jesus revealed that heaven, the divine order, is not separate from us but exists both within and reflected in the world around us. This aligns perfectly with the Hermetic notion that the macrocosm, the universe, and the microcosm, the individual, are interconnected. 3. The Principle of Vibration. Hermetic law. Nothing rests, everything moves, everything vibrates. Hermetic philosophy teaches that all things, from the densest matter to the highest spirit, vibrate at different frequencies. Jesus' teachings often refer to states of being, urging us to elevate our spiritual vibration through love, forgiveness, and faith. Come to me, all you who are weary and burdened, and I will give you rest. Matthew 11:28. This call to rest in Jesus' presence symbolizes raising one's vibration to align with divine peace. Furthermore, his miracles, such as healing the sick, can be seen as examples of shifting energy and restoring harmony. 4. The Principle of Polarity. Hermetic law. Everything is dual, everything has poles, everything has its pair of opposites. The Principle of Polarity teaches that opposites are two extremes of the same continuum. Jesus demonstrated this truth through his teachings on paradoxes. The first will be last, and the last will be first. Matthew 20:16. Love your enemies and pray for those who persecute you. Matthew 5:44. By embracing opposites, light and darkness, love and hatred, joy and sorrow, Jesus invited us to transcend duality and find unity in divine love. 5. The Principle of Rhythm. Hermetic law. Everything flows, out and in, everything has its tides. This principle explains the cycles of life, highs and lows, success and failure, joy and sorrow. Jesus acknowledged these rhythms and taught us how to remain anchored in faith amid life's ups and downs. In this world, you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world. John 16:33. Whoever wants to save their life will lose it, but whoever loses their life for my sake will find it. Matthew 16:25. Jesus demonstrated mastery over life's rhythms, teaching us to align with divine flow and embrace every season of life as part of a greater purpose. 6. The principle of cause and effect, Hermetic law. Every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause. Hermetic philosophy reveals that nothing happens by chance. Every action creates a corresponding reaction. Similarly, Jesus emphasized the law of sowing and reaping. Do not be deceived. God cannot be mocked. A man reaps what he sows. Galatians 6:7. Give and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be poured into your lap. Luke 6:38. Jesus taught us to act with intention and kindness, knowing that our choices ripple outward, shaping our lives and the world. 7. The principle of gender Hermetic law. Gender is in everything. Everything has its masculine and feminine principles. This principle reflects the balance of masculine and feminine energies in all aspects of creation. Jesus embodied this harmony, blending strength and compassion, action and receptivity. His teachings often highlighted this balance. Jerusalem, Jerusalem, how often I have longed to gather your children together, as a hen gathers her chicks under her wings. Matthew 23:37. Love one another as I have loved you. John 13:34. Jesus' life and teachings exemplified the divine balance of masculine and feminine qualities, inviting us to integrate these energies within ourselves. A unified truth. The Seven Hermetic Principles and Jesus' teachings both point to universal laws that govern our spiritual and physical existence. By understanding these connections, we see that ancient Hermetic philosophy and the wisdom of Christ are not contradictory but complementary, offering profound insights into the nature of reality and our place within it. Understanding the connection between the Seven Hermetic Principles and Jesus' teachings is profound, but how can we apply these truths in our daily lives? Both traditions call us not only to reflect on these principles, but to live them. Let's explore how each principle can be practiced in a way that aligns with both Hermetic wisdom and Jesus' teachings. 1. The Principle of Mentalism application. Align your thoughts with divine truth. Since all creation begins in the mind, the first step to transforming your life is to focus your thoughts and beliefs. Jesus taught the power of faith and positive intention. Practice. Begin each day with affirmations or prayer. Say, I am created in divine love and power. My thoughts align with God's will. This reinforces your connection to the creative source within you. Reflect. When negative thoughts arise, ask yourself, is this in alignment with God's love? Replace limiting beliefs with affirmations of truth and possibility. 2. The Principle of Correspondence application. Recognize the harmony between your inner and outer worlds. Jesus said, the kingdom of God is within you. This reflects the Hermetic truth that your external reality mirrors your inner state. Practice. If you face challenges, look within. Ask, what is this situation teaching me about myself? By changing your inner perspective, you can transform the outer experience. Reflect. Spend time in nature, observing how the universe operates in harmony. Let this remind you that your life is also part of a divine design. 3. The Principle of Vibration application. Elevate your energy through love, gratitude, and forgiveness. Jesus consistently taught about the power of love to transform the world. Love, gratitude, and forgiveness raise your vibration, aligning you with divine peace. Practice. When feeling low, shift your energy by expressing gratitude. Write down 3 things you're thankful for. Forgiveness. Exercise. Reflect on someone who has hurt you. Pray for their well-being and release resentment. As Jesus said, forgive and you will be forgiven. 4. The Principle of Polarity application. Embrace life's dualities and seek balance. Jesus taught us to find God in both joy and suffering. The Hermetic Principle of Polarity reminds us that opposites are 2 sides of the same coin. Practice. When facing challenges, remember that difficulty and growth are connected. Ask yourself, what is the blessing or lesson in this struggle? Reflect. Meditate on paradoxes in your life, how moments of loss have led to growth, or how love can coexist with grief. Recognizing these truths fosters inner peace. 5. The principle of rhythm application. Flow with life cycles and trust divine timing. Life has seasons, times of abundance and times of scarcity. Jesus often referred to sowing and reaping, reminding us to trust the process of growth. Practice. If you're in a low phase, remind yourself that it's temporary. Pray for patience and strength to endure, knowing that a new season will come. Align with rhythm. Create daily rituals to ground yourself, such as morning prayer or an evening gratitude journal. These practices help you stay centered no matter the external circumstances. 6. The principle of cause and effect application. Take responsibility for your actions. Jesus said, "A man reaps what he sows." This principle encourages us to act with intention, knowing that our choices ripple outward. Practice. Before making decisions, pause and ask, what are the potential consequences of this action? Is it aligned with love and truth? Reflect. Notice patterns in your life and trace them back to their source. If you're unhappy with certain outcomes, consider what seeds you've sown and how you can plant new ones. 7. The principle of gender application. Balance your inner masculine and feminine energies. The Hermetic principle of gender is not about physical sex, but the interplay of active, masculine, and receptive, feminine energies within each of us. Jesus exemplified this balance, bold in action but gentle in spirit. Practice. When making decisions, balance logic, masculine, with intuition, feminine. For example, if you're facing a challenge, analyze the facts, but also trust your inner guidance. Reflect. Meditate on how you express these energies in your life. Are you more action-driven or more introspective? Aim for harmony between the two. Daily practices for integration. To embody these principles fully, consider incorporating these simple daily habits. Morning alignment. Begin each day with prayer or meditation, setting the intention to align with divine truth. Mindful actions. Approach each task, whether working, cooking, or spending time with loved ones, with presence and purpose. Evening reflection. End your day by journaling or reflecting on how you applied the principles. Celebrate your growth and identify areas for improvement. The transformation process. Living in alignment with these principles doesn't happen overnight. It's a journey. But as you integrate them into your life, you'll notice profound changes, greater peace and resilience during challenges, a deeper sense of purpose and connection to God, a life filled with love, harmony, and abundance. Jesus and Hermetic philosophy both remind us that we are co-creators of our reality, designed to reflect divine love and wisdom. By practicing these principles, you awaken to your true nature as a vessel of the divine. Let's bring these profound teachings to life by exploring real-world examples and hypothetical scenarios that demonstrate the 7 Hermetic Principles in action. These stories, rooted in both modern experience and timeless wisdom, show how the principles can transform everyday situations and align us with divine truth. 1. The Principle of Mentalism, shaping reality through faith. Sarah was struggling to find direction in her life. Every day her thoughts were consumed by doubt and fear, and she felt stuck. One Sunday, while reflecting on Jesus' teaching, "If you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can move mountains," she decided to shift her mindset. Sarah began meditating each morning, visualizing herself living with purpose and fulfillment. She replaced self-doubt with affirmations like, "I am worthy of the blessings God has for me." Over time, opportunities began to flow into her life. New friendships, job prospects, and a sense of clarity. This example illustrates how aligning your thoughts with faith and divine truth, mentalism, can reshape your external reality. 2. The Principle of Correspondence. Inner work reflects outer change. John noticed that his relationships were often filled with conflict and misunderstanding. Frustrated, he sought advice from his pastor, who reminded him of Jesus' words, "Why do you look at the speck of sawdust in your brother's eye and pay no attention to the plank in your own eye?" Matthew 7:3. Realizing that his outer conflicts mirrored unresolved inner emotions, John began journaling and praying for guidance. He worked on healing old wounds, letting go of grudges and cultivating compassion. As he changed his inner state, his relationships transformed. Arguments became rare, and he began to attract more peace and understanding into his life. John's story shows how the principle of correspondence, as within so without, works when we align our inner world with love and forgiveness. 3. The principle of vibration, raising your energy through gratitude. Emma had always felt drained and stressed at work, constantly focusing on what was wrong. One day she stumbled upon the verse, "Rejoice always, pray without ceasing, give thanks in all circumstances." 1 Thessalonians 5:16-18. Inspired, she began a gratitude practice. Every evening, Emma wrote down 3 things she was thankful for, even on hard days. Gradually, her energy shifted. She noticed small blessings she had overlooked before: a kind co-worker, a compliment from her boss, or a sunny morning commute. As her vibration elevated, her work environment improved, and she even received a promotion. This demonstrates how gratitude raises our vibration, aligning us with divine blessings and peace. 4. The principle of polarity, finding peace in opposites. Lisa was heartbroken after a painful breakup. She couldn't understand how such love could lead to so much pain. While reading the Bible, she found comfort in Jesus' words, "Blessed are those who mourn, for they will be comforted." Matthew 5:4. Reflecting on this paradox, Lisa began to see how her pain was leading her toward growth and deeper self-awareness. She started meditating on the Hermetic principle of polarity, understanding that joy and sorrow are 2 sides of the same coin. With time, she found healing and learned to appreciate the beauty in life's contrasts. This story highlights how embracing life's dualities helps us transcend suffering and find divine peace. 5. The principle of rhythm, trusting life's cycles. David was a small business owner who experienced a sudden financial downturn. He was tempted to give up, but he remembered Jesus' teaching. "Do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself." Matthew 6:34. Instead of panicking, David trusted the natural rhythm of life. He adjusted his business strategy, prayed for guidance, and stayed consistent in his efforts. Eventually, his business recovered, stronger than before. Looking back, he realized that the downturn had taught him resilience and innovation. David's story demonstrates the principle of rhythm, trusting the ebb and flow of life while staying aligned with divine timing. 6. The principle of cause and effect, sowing seeds of kindness. Maria often felt disconnected from her community. She rarely reached out to others, and as a result, she felt lonely. One day, she reflected on Jesus' words, "Give, and it will be given to you. A good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over, will be poured into your lap." Luke 6:38. Maria decided to volunteer at a local food bank, offering her time and kindness. To her surprise, she began forming meaningful friendships with others who shared her values. Her once lonely life became full of connection and joy. This story shows how the principle of cause and effect works in our lives. What we give to the world comes back to us, often multiplied. 7. The principle of gender, balancing action and intuition. Michael was a hard-working entrepreneur who prided himself on taking bold, decisive action. However, he often ignored his intuition and spiritual side, leaving him feeling burnt out. One day, he came across Jesus' words, "Be still and know that I am God." Psalm 46:10. Michael began meditating and journaling, allowing space for his intuition to guide him. By balancing his masculine energy of action with the feminine energy of introspection and receptivity, he found greater clarity and balance in his life. This story illustrates the principle of gender, which calls us to harmonize the active and receptive energies within us. Hypothetical example, the parable of the Hermetic seeker. Imagine a young man named Ethan who embarks on a journey to understand the universe's mysteries. Along the way, he meets a wise mentor who teaches him both the Hermetic principles and the teachings of Jesus. Through the principle of mentalism, Ethan learns that his thoughts create his reality. By practicing the principle of correspondence, he sees how his inner transformation reflects in his outer world. He raises his vibration with gratitude, embraces life's dualities, and learns to trust the natural rhythm of his journey. Eventually, Ethan realizes that the teachings of Hermetic philosophy and Jesus both point to the same truth, The divine power to create, heal, and transform lies within him. The transformative power of the principles. These examples, whether real or hypothetical, demonstrate how the seven Hermetic principles, when applied through the lens of Jesus' teachings, can transform our lives. They show us that spiritual truths are not just abstract ideas but practical tools for living a life aligned with love, purpose, and divine wisdom. As we come to the end of this exploration, it's clear that the teachings of Jesus and the Hermetic principles offer a unified path to deeper spiritual understanding and personal transformation. But this wisdom is not meant to remain theoretical. It is meant to be lived. Jesus invited us to not only hear his words but to act on them. Everyone who hears these words of mine and puts them into practice is like a wise man who built his house on the rock. Matthew 7:24. Similarly, the Hermetic principles call us to harmonize with the divine laws that govern our existence, transforming our thoughts, actions, and lives. How to begin living. These principles. Here are 3 practical steps to start embodying these universal truths today. Reflect daily on the principles. Take one principle each day and meditate on how it applies to your life. For example, reflect on the principle of correspondence by journaling. How is my outer reality mirroring my inner thoughts and beliefs? This practice helps you develop awareness and alignment with divine truth. Live with intention. Consciously align your actions with love, kindness, and wisdom. Before making a decision, ask yourself, does this align with the principles of divine love and harmony? By living intentionally, you activate the principle of cause and effect in powerful ways. Trust the process. Life's rhythms, dualities, and challenges are all part of a greater divine design. When faced with difficulties, remind yourself of Jesus' words. In this world, you will have trouble, but take heart, I have overcome the world. John 16:33. Trust that every cycle, vibration, and experience is leading you closer to God's purpose for your life. Your journey begins now. The teachings of Jesus and the Hermetic principles are a guide to unlocking your divine potential. As you begin to practice these principles, you will notice a shift in your perception, your relationships, and your sense of purpose. You'll discover that the divine laws of the universe are not distant. They are within you, waiting to be realized. Are you ready to take the next step? Begin today and let the wisdom of these principles guide you into a life of love, harmony, and spiritual awakening.